For the purpose of creating the AWIS Mobile Comparisons Report, the online collaboration tools which we used were Skype for group video conference calling, Google Docs, which was our primary document creation tool, Wikispaces, which was a shared wiki page, and Basecamp, which was to project manage tasks and schedule to-do items. The advantages that we found using these tools were with Skype, there's little to no startup cost, so there's no cost to do video calling. You can use Skype on multiple devices, such as a desktop computer or mobile device via installed app. All team members use Skype on their own technologies available to them. It's very easy to use, and being able to access on different platforms makes it flexible. Skype's also owned by Microsoft, which could increase the program's reliability and scope for future ongoing development. For a 25 branch library service, the tool could be used for group conference video calling amongst branch managers or key frontline staff. With Google Docs, there's no cost. It's a free alternative to MS Office Suite. It's very easy to use. It has a revision history feature, so you can access and restore previous versions of a document. We did use this feature once or twice when there were a few mistakes made with group editing. Google Docs has real-time edits, so you can see what's being done while it's changing. You can view user activity to see who is doing what, and there's also comment and chat features. We use the comment features to leave feedback for other team members. I further enhanced my experience of this tool by adding third-party extensions such as a templates tool. You could potentially use Google Docs and upscale it for a larger library service environment for group collaborative projects, such as working on a monthly calendar of events or documenting outreach programs amongst teams. Wikispaces was used as a community webpage. There's no cost involved with Wikispaces. We used it to create our team action plan, and it was our central webpage to collate all the ideas and information. With Basecamp, we used it as our project management tool once the action plan was done. So we set calendar of events and to-do lists in Basecamp. There's a free trial version where you can have up to 10 projects for 60 days. We found this tool very easy to use and very accessible. You can use it via the website or installed mobile apps. We created a forum-like discussion, and then everyone contributed to the discussions via Basecamp. I also was able to integrate other popular apps such as Google Docs, which we did use, and it created a seamless workflow when discussing the project. You could potentially upscale a tool like this for a larger information service. It could be used across a branch service for large collaborative managerial tasks such as monthly or yearly reports. For the disadvantages, with Skype, you actually need to have quite a high broadband connection. We had some teething problems initially getting our first call together. Some members dropped out, and this could have potentially been due to their connection. Additionally, not all members transmitted video during the call, so this could have been due to their hardware not being compatible. This is something that you would need to consider if upscaling it for a larger organisation. You'd have to make sure you have a fast enough broadband connection, and additionally you'd need to check you have minimum operating requirements. With Google Docs, compared to the predominantly used Microsoft Office Suite, it did have fairly limited editing features. One member did have issues editing the shared document, even though she was following all the same steps as other members. So if upscaling this tool, reliability of the program as well as troubleshooting would need to be factored into upscaling to a larger organisation, and if you had the time and resources available to troubleshoot and service these kinds of needs. With Wikispaces, we found the interface quite dated and not as user-friendly. For this reason, we did move over to Basecamp. I also couldn't find a way to edit HTML on the wiki pages, which was quite limiting. With Basecamp, the main disadvantage was that you had to pay for a service after the 60-day free trial period. For my recommendations with using these programs, I believe that you could potentially upscale Skype, Google Docs and Basecamp. with the example given of a 25 branch information service. The biggest advantage of these cloud computing online tools is the scalability benefits. So an organisation wouldn't have to commit to complex and expensive installed software, but could use this cloud computing when and as the business requires it. So it makes it a highly cost efficient option. Additionally, being able to access these tools on various platforms whenever and wherever you are makes them really feasible options for seamless workflows. Considerations you would need to make before upscaling these tools are ensuring you have the minimum operating requirements with technology hardware, for example with Skype and having mics and webcams. Furthermore, with a tool like Basecamp, you would need to consider the cost factor with having to subscribe to such a tool. Even though there are many benefits to using Basecamp, the cost of using this tool for an ongoing term would be prohibitive for some larger organisations that operate on limited budgets. Finally, due to risks of security vulnerabilities with using any online collaborative tool and cloud computing, an information service would need to be cautious of the types of information they store and use. For example, I wouldn't recommend using these tools for storing or accessing highly sensitive company or patron information.